Hey, so I thought it was finally time to sit down and give you an eyeliner tutorial. I get this question a lot and I get comments a lot, and just for full disclosure, I am no professional. Like, I started doing my makeup when I was like 22, so this is just a lot of like trial and error and watching like lots and lots of YouTube videos. But yeah, here is how I create this look, and just to show you a little closer, how I get my eyeliner almost nearly perfect every single time. Okay, so as you can see, I have the start of what I do for my makeup. I've just used, in case you are wondering, Neutrogena Healthy Skin for my foundation, and I just apply it with a beauty blender, or rather a beauty blender dupe. This is just as fine. I got it for like $3 on eBay. Super, super good. So a lot of us know the struggle to get your eyeliner like as perfect as you can. For me, I usually schedule, like, not gonna lie, at least 30 minutes extra for my makeup because, or prior to this, because I knew how often I would just absolutely mess it up. One would be like too high and the other one would be too long. So we all know the struggle. So I was just fooling around one day and I didn't really want to put the whole thing on. So I decided to, let me just find it because I don't have everything out apparently. I decided that I was just going to just use some powder in replacement of the eyeliner. But I actually found that that was a really good way to sort of outline what I wanted. I'm sure a lot of people have done this, and maybe some people think it's a useless step. For me, it pretty much guarantees that I'm not going to screw up. So this is the palette that I use. It's from Wet n Wild. It's called Petal Pusher. I really don't use it for like anything else. But I just use this color here, and I use this brush, which is from e.l.f. It's a concealer brush. I don't actually use brushes for what they're supposed to, but I just like how stiff it is and how small it is. As you can see, it's not going to focus, but whatever. I really like this brush because it really allows me to get it as like precise as I want. Anyways, without further ado, I will show you my step to getting perfect eyeliner, or at least as perfect as I can. Knowing me, I'm going to screw up on this, but I'll show you. Anyways, okay, so I start and I grab some of the products. I'm going to see if I can actually get this so you can see. So just line my eye. Hope you guys can see. Just line my eye. Do the same on the other eye. If you struggle with one eye more, which I think a lot of us do, I suggest starting with that eye. I just kind of do left to right for funsies. Why did I just say that? Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, really. It just has to be like a line for you to follow. This is also why I like this step, because it lets me see what I'm doing. And if, obviously we've all been there where you make a mistake with liquid liner and you are just like, shit, what am I supposed to do? I have to screw this up, or I have to ruin one eye to get the other eye to match. So this is why I really like this step. If you are super like prone to messing this up, I suggest using some duct tape and really just going to a big mirror and seeing what you're doing and lining with this. But if you're a little bit better at it, then you can just do it like this. So I just look, and a little line, like literally very dinky, as you can see. On the other side, it's hard to show, but you can imagine. Just a little line. So, yes. Really just starting the outline. Don't worry if it smudges a little, because like I said, this is just an outline. If you screw up, like, wipe it away, start again. So this is the part that I find is like the easiest for me. So from the end of the line that you made, drag in like that. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. So the other eye, it's very hard to show you on this eye, I'm sorry. hold down your skin a little if that makes it easier. Look down and pull in. So it's hard to see. Okay, and I'm gonna get closer for this step. Okay, so as you can see, I've just done a very messy wing. So now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna kind of hold it like this. This is not focusing at all on what it should be. So you're just gonna look down and drag the powder, and by this point you should have a tiny little bit left, just all you really need. And it's very hard to look, but you can faintly see that I've just created a line by dragging like that and bringing it to where it naturally goes. And same with the other eye. You might need actually a tiny little bit more for that. And just drag where it naturally will go. So yes, you have the faintest and tiniest, it's really hard to show you, but the faintest little line is just a guide for when you're doing your eyeliner. Now the eyeliner that I use, if I can find it, it's Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner. I like it because I feel like it really works very well with what I try to do. It just doesn't work for the last step as well. Looks like that. Pick up. It's not going to pick up. I'm so sorry. This is terrible. Anyways, okay. Here we go. So you're basically just going to go through everything that you just did, but following the lines that you just created. And another thing with this too, if you find that when you're going over and it seems to want to do something a little bit more, kind of let it, because if it's naturally kind of following that way, you'll find that it looks a little better. You can just sort of correct it a little as you go. So here we go. You don't necessarily, I realize that you probably don't need to do this step. Like, you probably don't need to line this as your, sorry, showing you. Probably don't need to line your eye when you're using the powder, but I just find it's kind of like part of the process for me and helps me. This is easiest to do. I can't even tell if you guys can see, but I sort of tilt it a little, whatever. You guys can see what I'm doing, hopefully. And then I go and I just follow the line. And I drag it. And it's always going to be a little thinner than what you have. And here we go again. Allowing it to do what it's going to do. It's going to look a little messy at first, but that's fine. You can always go back. I'm really sorry if I'm not doing a great job, like, illustrating this or whatever. I also find that if you're going to be doing, like, sort of inside the eye like that, make sure you use most of the product on the middle of the eye, because then if you're going to blink and it's going to get all into the corner of your eye, which happens to me a lot. You'd think by now I'd sort of know, but I don't. Okay, it's very hard to show you on this eye, and this is like my bad eye too. That's why it's always best to do the one that's harder first. And then going and letting it do what it's naturally going to do by just sort of gliding it across. So you can see the outline is there. It's hard to show you. Back that up a bit. Outline is there. Now I can go with a little bit more product and just fill in and correct. same. Eventually you can sort of get faster at this, but I suggest that this is, you know, if you're still new to eyeliner, take your time. Because if you try to speed it up, even me, I feel like at times I can probably go faster than I am. But then I end up messing up, and then I hate myself because it is terribly hard to redo wings, because then you leave smudge and then you have to redo concealer and all that. Okay. So I don't actually like this brush too much for this step. e.l.f. has a really great, I have one. Yeah, I have a bunch of different colors, and I had black somewhere. e.l.f. for this particular step would probably be a lot easier because of how thin and precise that is. Again, I don't understand what's happening with my camera. It really should autofocus. But it's just very thin and probably would work a lot easier. This kind of gives me a little bit thicker wing than I want. So to get that sort of exaggerated look, I just take the top and pull my skin down a little and just give it a bit of a wing. And then just fill in and make it look as in unison as possible. I knew I was gonna mess up a little. There's always, no matter what you do, one eye that's better than the other. Sorry, I keep forgetting I have to show you. But I can't. There we go. And really just trying to figure out the best way to hold your like eyes and face when you do this. It helps. So let me see if I can show you. My eyes are watering. But see, gives me that look that I like. Just go back and tweak a little. It's not as perfect as I usually do, obviously, because why would it be when I have to prove to people I know what I'm doing? Okay, yes. But that's how it's done, basically. If you want to quickly see what I do after this, before I go ahead with my mascara, which I've already shown how I do, take one of my blending brushes, a little thinner. I have like 3 of them, don't ask me why, and I use them for everything. Like, I really do have purposes for them. And I use this eye palette, which is my favorite in existence. This was the first palette, not this specific one, but this was the first expensive palette I've ever purchased in my life. I have nothing but good things to say about this and will continue to buy it every time I run out. But after I do my eyeliner, I also sort of like to cheat a little, and instead of doing the whole V that we should do, or that I've been seen countless times in YouTube videos, I just do it this way because I saw my makeup artist friend do this when she was just trying to like rush to work, and I was like, it's a really good idea. So I take Push Up, dab twice, and then I take Nude Beach down here, dab twice, tap off, and then blend it into the crease of my eye. Just this is really like one of the fastest ways I can do it. So again, I can't remember which order I did it. I know there's a specific order I should do it. You know, everything's scarier to do when you're being looked at. Ever have those moments where like you're typing really fast? I remember in school I'd like be judged on like my typing speed, and you would be doing like really well and you couldn't wait to show the teacher how well you were doing, and then they would come by and you'd start to like mess up and jumble everything, and you're like, no, I swear to you, I'm actually good at this. It's reminding me an awful lot of that. But there you go. So just blend that in. And I'll probably go over the eyeliner a bit just to fix up the little areas that I want to look smoother. But that's how I do it. That's how my eyeliner is done. Like I said, this is probably the fastest and easiest way for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine, but this is just what I found works for me. I'm probably going to end up getting that e.l.f. Eyeliner in black so I can do the tips the way that I really want. But yeah, I hope that's been helpful. And let me know in the comments below if it's worked for you and if you have any tips for me, because I'm always looking for ways that I can do this faster and easier. But thanks for watching. Please do let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in seeing like a full makeup tutorial. I don't know if it's something you would be interested in, but if you would, just let me know below. I feel like such a YouTuber doing that. And I will definitely, at some point I promise, show you how I do everything. But hope you enjoyed.